Hello, madam. Hello, madam. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Hi, everyone.
Hi, ma'am.
Good
Hi,
evening to
Ma'am.
all.
hi, madam.
Good
Hi,
evening
ma'am.
to
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay.
So, how is everyone doing?
Yeah, so far so good, ma'am.
Yes, so good.
Everybody in hostel?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam. Hostel.
Okay, okay. So,
Okay, madam. So I
I
would
was
like to
surprised to
start.
have this interview. Yeah, I'm surprised to have this interview call from you guys. So, I haven't heard about this engineering course so far. So, can someone of you explain to me what your course is about?
Madam, my name is Siva Vishnu. So, this course is called the Engineer and Society. So, this course actually gives us an exposure to be with the society. So, like, we have assessments that we need to um, use our engineering skills and uh, um, balance with the society. So this is one of our tasks, that is to expose to students in both written and verbal on engineering issues with fellow engineers. So I have to conduct this interview to discover the realities of being and becoming an engineer. So this is the task. So I have to interview a senior engineer from any company, engineering company.
Okay, okay. All right.
Okay, madam. So can I begin, madam?
Yeah, sure. So,
Okay,
which
madam.
year are you on in?
Some of us are in year three and some of us are in year four, madam. We are from University
Mm-hmm.
Tun Hussein on Malaysia, Batu Pahat.
Okay.
Okay. So, madam, my first question is, um, we want to know more about you, madam. So, um, madam, can introduce yourself and let us know about your working experience, madam.
Okay. My name is Anuradha, and I did my engineering in electronics and electrical a bachelor's degree. Actually, I did my engineering in India, but I'm a Malaysian. And after my engineering studies in India, I came back to Malaysia and started my career working in 2002 as a test development engineer. So all the while in my career for the past 19 years, I'm a test development engineer. And currently, I'm working in a company based in Santa Clara, USA. So the main thing that we do is to do. We are actually timing. We are a timing company. SciTime is a timing solution company, and we have SciTime's products being manufactured in various subcons in Asia. And we have our products running in Kasem. It is a subcon in Ipoh. Any questions so far?
So far none, madam.
Do you know what a test development engineer is? What a test development engineer does? Any idea?
It's mainly for research and development purposes, right? Because for SciTime Corporation, I've seen some products that I know, which are resonators and oscillators. So, from based on my opinion, so test development engineering is something that is based on research and development of the product. So is it?
I'm glad to know that you did some study on my company. Yeah, good thing. So actually, a test development, you are partly correct. So as a test development engineer, I write test programs to test the chips that are manufactured in the factories. So different chips have different specs to be met. So we need to program the device before we ship the parts to the customers. Okay, we produce millions of parts. and these millions of parts has to go through an automated test system and get verified before we send it or sell it to our customers. So my role comes in wherein I write test programs on specific automated test equipments. Okay, so that's the role of a test development engineer.
Okay, ma'am.
I hope you understand.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, madam. So my next question is, how many years of working experience you have as an engineer, madam?
I've already told you in my first answer. So I have 19 years of experience as a test development engineer.
19 years.
Yeah.
Okay, madam.
Hello, madam. Can you hear me?
Yes, Karthik.
Can I go with my answer, ma'am? Hey, question, madam. Okay, madam. Why did you go into engineering, madam?
Okay, that's an interesting question. I had an option to go and choose both medical and engineering. Being a school kid, I didn't want to be an engineer. I didn't like to be an engineer. I wanted to take medicine as my profession. But since I had to choose between engineering and medical, and applied for both actually, for both engineering and medical in India, and I got in a confirmed seat for engineering, and I was asked to choose or let go engineering, then only they will apply my application for medical. So I took engineering since I had a confirmed seat in my hands. So that's the reason I end up being an engineer. At first, I didn't like to be an engineer, but now I feel that being an engineering is very good. It is not bad as I thought when I was a kid. Being an engineer is very good. Yeah.
Thanks for the answer, madam. Can I go with
Yeah.
another question, madam?
Yeah. Sure.
How do you balance the social and the technical aspects of engineering in your profession, madam?
Um. Actually, my job scope doesn't require me to interact with social activities. So I'm more confined to manufacturing factory and my test lab. So I basically don't interact much with the social activities. If that is what you mean.
Thank you so much, madam, for the answers.
Hello, madam. My name is Yagarajan.
Hi.
Okay, madam. Let me go on for the next questions. Okay, ma'am.
Mhm.
So, how has the engineering changed over the past years, and how do you see it changing in the future? For example, in your field.
Okay. When I started as a test development engineer way in the 2000s, early 2000s, it was the first beginning of era of where we all started to have iPhones and cameras and more computers, right? And then this is where more development and more research was happening in the electronics industries, where we had to come up with new ideas and new innovations in order to forward in the field of electronics. You see, in future also, I don't know, um, we might be actually having a virtual conference instead of having a Zoom meeting like this. I think 10 years ago or 20 years ago, we didn't have this facility or infrastructure whereby we can see everybody and talk. It was like only we picked up a phone, a huge phone, and then we used to talk, right? So this is how the technology advances and how we see the changes. The, yeah. So did I answer your question, Yoganathan?
Yes, ma'am. That's good. Okay, ma'am. Let me go for
Okay.
the another questions. Okay, ma'am. Is
Okay.
there any impact when performing a job in the public area, especially your job, ma'am? And what is an engineering responsibility for a public safety?
Yeah, as I said earlier, I don't interact with the society in public. My work doesn't require me to do that. But in general, I feel that as a public, I mean, I get to see people working, right? So as a public or as on seer, I would like the engineering activities that are being done on a social area to be more organized and planned properly, so that it is less nuisance to the public. So if you do a proper planning and study before you implement something or do some work in a social area, it will be much better for both the engineers who is working in field and also for the people who are in that surrounding. This is my opinion.
Thank you.
Okay, next one.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening. So before
Yeah,
I ask my question, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nityan Raja. I am a final year
I
student.
can't clear. You're not clear. Can you
Hello,
repeat?
ma'am. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Before I ask the question, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nityan Raja. I am a fourth year student at UTHM. So my question to you is, in your opinion, what are the personal skills that are required to become a successful engineer?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. So, in order to become a good engineer, you should have an open minded. You should not be confined to a small circle and think that you are satisfied with what you have. You need to think big. Always don't be satisfied with what you get or what you have. Always have a vision in front of you. You keep running behind it. You don't be satisfied with what you get. That is what I think, to be a successful engineer, and also to succeed, you should always question yourself and give more ideas, and uh, don't be comfortable in the place that you're in. Think out of the box. Go out. And this is the culture that is my company teaches me. Think out of the box. Go out. Don't be in your comfort zone. The magic is out there. Only when you step out of your comfort zone, you know what is there. Okay. There are lots of opportunities. It is based on each and every individual's personal interest. So just don't be confined to a small place or small company. You go forward. Okay, you can do it. Everybody can do it. It is not for a particular group of people. You everybody can do it. You can achieve, and you can go great heights. Okay, you can be a CEO of a company one day. You never know. So think think big.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for the answer, and it's very encouraging. And I have another question for you. Have
Mhm,
you
mhm.
ever had an experience with a difficult client, employer, or employee? And how did you handle the situation in your company?
Okay. I don't deal with clients, and I don't have any people reporting to me. So, in my opinion, if there's any conflict between between two people or two organizations, it is better to sit and discuss face to face and come to tangible solutions for both parties instead of shooting each other and pointing mistakes. The main gist of this is that you come out with a solution. Be a solution provider. Don't point fingers.
Uh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I think that is true because I also have experienced work in a tech company. So
Mhm.
for me, the experience that I have faced during this kind of situation is for testing. So there is a connector which is not fit into the end product. So we have tried all the build of material that given by the customer usually, but normally when it's come to testing, the parts that they have provided, the list of the parts that they have provided are not fit into the product. So for testing, we have to like uh, cross cut it the connector and check into the details of the connector. So when customer asking, right, so why are the products never shipped on time, so we need to explain to them. So this is one of the issues that I have faced in a tech company, which they did bought using IPC class, the highest class. So whereas where the even some simple lead pollution visual, they will say like it is a defect, so we need to rework again. So this
Yeah, yeah.
yes,
You cannot cut a connector and give it to a customer,
yeah,
right?
yeah, because normally, because when this kind of thing happens, right, when we explain to the customer, they usually don't understand what is actually happening in the production. So this,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Customer is a customer.
yes,
They won't buy in your excuses. I should say.
yeah. So
Yeah.
this is one of the experience that I have faced. So, ma'am, do you have faced any kind of this type of situation?
Um, Let me think of it. There are situations where you tend to get something, but you get a different thing. But you need to work around it. You just cannot simply say that, okay, I didn't get the part that I wanted, so it doesn't fit into my device, so I don't want to use. You cannot buy time like that, right? Time is money, and you need to meet the customer's requirements and deadlines. So what you have to do, you have to do a workaround. We are engineers, right?
Yes.
We have solutions for everything. Like you cut the connector and used it on your product. So eventually we have to come out with some solutions to make things going.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes. True.
Yeah. So I had a situation in which I used an NI instrument on a chassis. So we need to use slot in PCI cards inside the NI chassis, and the adapter that I got had different connectors in it, and it I couldn't mount the connector on the different PCI slots. So what I had to do is I had to remove those manual clips on the each PCI cards. I had to remove them manually, and then I could slot in my adapters.
Oh,
So uh, this this sounds simple, but when it comes to an actual thing, actually all engineering solutions may sound simple, but to think to come to a solution is 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 the thing.
yes, ma'am. True. True. Also.
Yeah, you understand. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Hello. Good
Okay,
evening.
my name is Lingeshwar. So my first question is, how does the pandemic affect your company, and is it difficult for you to handle your employees during the pandemic time?
Okay, this pandemic had a very different impact on the semiconductor industries. Actually, the semiconductor industries did really, really good. All the semiconductors industries profited. They made huge amount of money, and we even got bonuses during this pandemic times. We did much better than the normal periods. So this pandemic had a positive impact on the semiconductor industry as overall, and the problems that we faced was working from home and balancing things with children, with husband, cooking, cleaning, and all these are the domestic problems that we faced to come over during the pandemics. And the company did their part in supporting us in making us work in flexible hours. Like we don't have to sit 8 to 5 in front of a desk. We don't have to do that. We just need to complete our task, our daily tasks. So that gave the flexibility. And then the negative side of it is that we had a chip shortage. There was shortage of electronics chips everywhere, right? So that's the negative part. And companies did their parts in giving employees subsidies to buy or set up a home office. So I was privileged to have to work in such a company that gave me incentives to buy a desk, chair, things like that to support me with my work from home activities. Did I answer your question, Lingeshwar?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
my second question is, what are your best achievements as an engineer in your career?
Okay. I've been working for the past 19 years, but what I think is my best achievement is the program that I developed when I was a fresh engineer, a new engineer when I joined Subcon in Ipoh. The program that I wrote is still running in production. They still use the software that I created. I did a GUI, a graphical user interface, to load test programs in production flows, and the operators had to key in or scan barcodes of the product and test program, and it links to the program from the server and loads it on the testers on the ATE. So even though that is my first, one of the first few projects that I did, I still feel proud of it. Whenever I go to the Subcon as a customer now, I'm a customer now. Whenever I go, I see the testers running with ATE with the same software. I feel very proud. They even maintain the same password that I chose for that GUI. So it's funny actually, and I feel proud about that.
Thank you, ma'am.
We
Thank
also
you for your
feeling
answer.
proud, man.
Sorry?
We also feeling proud.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So I got a one last question for you. So, what
Mhm.
advice would you give to upcoming future engineers?
I already told you. You should be open minded, face challenges, think out of the box, okay? Make your own decisions, take the decisions at the right time, and don't miss an opportunity. When the opportunity comes to you, grab it. Take risk,
Yes.
okay? You will succeed. Everybody, you have to face challenges, you will fall down, but you will get up and walk. And that is an experience that you gain. Okay, nobody can say that I succeeded without any failure. No one can say that. Okay, you might get failed, but you will progress. You know how to do it better the next time. So just keep going, make mistakes, learn from your mistakes,
Yeah.
and think big. Take risk. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So thank you so much. So I pass to my teammate for closing. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Okay,
glad that
madam.
we can finish this in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
madam. So that was the questions that we would like to ask. Any recommendations you have, madam, for like the interview session, for future interview
Uh,
sessions? Recommendation.
I'm not clear with your question. What recommendations,
Um,
please?
any recommendations, madam, you'd like to suggest so that we can enhance this interview session for the future students who would like to interview an engineer? Any recommendations you would
Uh-huh.
like to suggest?
Um, I think it's okay. Just get a background of the engineer before you do your interview session. It will be more useful to you, so you know what that person does instead of having a very. Your questions are okay, but still you can customize the questions depending on the engineers who are you are interviewing. That will be more fruitful. That's my
Okay, madam.
suggestion.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah.
Thank you,
Good to
madam.
see you all. Have a good evening.
Yes.
Best of luck. Be good engineers.
You also. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Take
Bye.
care.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, guys.